Hello and welcome to my review of From Russia with Love. From Russia with Love is the second film in the James Bond franchise. It improves on Dr. No in almost pretty much, in fact, genuinely all departments. Once again, Sean Connery is brilliant as Bond, one of his better performances. I have to admit, his performance peaks in the next film, but these two films are where his performance really shines through, and there's also a good performance he gives in Diamonds, but we'll get to that shortly. Uh, Karen Bay is without a doubt Bond's best ally in the whole series, played brilliantly by Pedro Almodovar, who has this brilliant, warm appearance on screen. He's just this warm screen of presence that is just so nice to have around, and and it's so sad to hear that obviously there's the background story that Pedro Almodovar was very ill at the time of filming Flash Love, but desperately wanted to finish filming so he could provide for his family. And once filming had concluded, he had done just that, and unfortunately, he was in hospital and he committed suicide with a gun he brought in. And it's quite sad that such a warm presence on screen has came to such a sad demise so quickly after the film, but still, his performance and his final performance in Flush of Love is absolutely brilliant, and it's without a doubt something that should really live on forever. And also, his namesake would go on to appear in another James Bond film. His son, Pedro Almodovar Jr., would go on to appear in License to Kill, but we'll get to that again eventually as well. Stand-up scenes include the iconic train fight with Red Grant, which is just absolutely brilliant. It's just one of the most famous train fights in all cinema history. It's brilliantly well shot, choreographed. Every part of it is just amazing, and how Bond wins is a brilliant scene. You know, it's an icon scene from this film, a very standout scene. The Gypsy Camp Fight, which showcases the debut of John Barry's 0017, which is a brilliant piece of music that he's composed. It was used in a few films during the 60s and then one time in the 70s, that being Moonraker. Although it was used in Diamonds as well, actually. It was used in From Russia of Love, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, and Moonraker, I believe. Don't quote me on that, I only believe that, but still, yeah. In the performance department, we have Robert Shaw as Donald Red Grant, which is again one of the best henchmen in the whole series. Another iconic henchman that most other blonde muscle henchmen would go up to be compared to, because Red Grant was the original. He's always considered the best. You know, other ones include Stamper and others like that. Yeah. And also, another brilliant performance is the stunningly beautiful Daniela Bianchi as Tatiana Romanova. This entry also marks a lot of firsts for the series, such as the first appearance of Desmond Llewellyn, dear old Desmond, as Q. Although in this film he's actually playing Major Boothroyd, and in the next film he would come along to actually have mark the beginning of the first Q scene, which I'll talk more about how it became that, and how he became the character of Q in the next film when we get to the Goldfinger review tomorrow. Yeah, also first pre-title sequence, which is one of the first pre-title sequences in the whole series to do the whole Bond is dead thing, but he's not, because there wouldn't be a film on that, which is an interesting way to do it. The first film to have a title song from Matt Monroe's From Russia of Love, which is a good start, but it would definitely certainly get better. And the most important part to me is the first film to have the now iconic John Barry on music duties, and it is brilliant. Speaking of that last one, John Barry's score is wonderful. Standout tracks include James Bond is Back from Russia of Love, James Bond theme, and the aforementioned 007. The aforementioned 007 and James Bond with bongos. To conclude, From Russia of Love is without a doubt a template for what would come soon after, as well as being the end of a certain type of Bond film. It was the last film to be a Bond film without gadgets. What I mean by this is that in subsequent films, it was all had Goldfinger then set the template of big action, big gadgets, big villain, over the top villain, death, cars, girls, all that. That film set that template, but this film was still very much the spy that Ian Fleming created, and it was a lot of spy work, and it was just very much. And it is sad to see that two important things that happen around the time of this film's release is that it was the final film that John F. Kennedy ever saw before his assassination shortly after, as From Russia with Love was named as Kennedy's favourite book of all time. So, one of his favourite books of all time. But yeah, it was the last film to have, I think it was, but I don't know, Ian Fleming was on set for this film as well. There's a lovely, rare photograph I saw in a book I was reading yesterday of, it's a lovely picture where you have Robert Shaw, who plays Red Grant, Pedro Armadilles, who plays Karen Bay, and Ian Fleming, all in one picture, and it's quite cool. But yeah, but thankfully it was a huge success, and so the series ventured forth with a bright future ahead. Thank you for listening to my review of Martial Love. If you want to read the full Letterboxd review, it will be in the description. First link in the description below, and also my link tree will be down there. Go click that. It has all my stuff. It has all of my socials and other interesting things that I thought were cool. You know, it's got my YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Discord server, Twitch, SoundCloud, Letterboxd, Spotify profile, Steam profile, Xbox profile, Account profile, all that lovely stuff is down below. I said the ones I'm most active on are probably, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. I used to do Twitch a lot, but not so much more. Letterboxd is one that I've been constantly getting active, and there is reviews for every single film from Doctor No to Casino Royale 1967 now. I started Casino in 1967 yesterday, and oh boy, that's going to be a long one. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to check out the 2 other reviews on my channel for Casino Royale 54 and Doctor No right now. Bye bye.